Hello everyone, welcome back to my recap movies again. The movie revolves around the Great Wall of Donald Trump's favorite country, one of the world's most fascinating wonders. It spreads over 9,000 kilometers and took over 1,700 years to build. It is said that the wall protects the civilization settled within from various known and unknown threats. The movie opens up with the European mercenaries William Guerin and payroll Tage riding through a desert with a group of men. Unfortunately, they're chased by some bandits for infiltrating their territory, so they quickly hide out in a cave. William and his troops have been riding for more than 6 months in China in search of a magical black powder. It's believed that the powder turns air into fire and kills dozens of men at one time. It's the weapon of everyone's dreams. William and his team have lost more than 20 men, and with no map, food, or medicine, Tage is fast losing hope. He insists on dropping the mission and returning back home, but William is determined to finish what they started. They take inventory of what they have left and discard whatever they deem unnecessary, including a heavy magnet, as that work anyway. However, William decided to keep it as it can be used to make a compass. Suddenly, the group hears strange noises and they come under attack by a mysterious creature. This move is based on real events. Several of the men are finished off, but William bravely kills the monster and cuts off its hand. He then decides to carry the severed arm with him, hoping that someone can identify it later. As they continue their journey towards the Great Wall, the group is reduced to just William and Tage. Soon they are greeted with multiple air holes from Chinese soldiers of the Nameless Order. Left with no choice, the two Europeans immediately surrender. As they are being taken inside, they reveal the monster's arm. Seeing this, the soldiers are stunned, so they rush to alert their superiors, General Shower, Strategist Wang, and Commander Lin, who surprisingly speaks English, probably to avoid subtitles since this movie's target demographic doesn't know how to read. General Shao expresses his surprise when he learns that the monster attacked them 2 days ago. Go in the mountains, it appears as if everyone knows about its origins. William also lies about the reason for his visit, saying he has come to trade but was ambushed. Lin doesn't believe him, but strategist Wang advises the commander to keep the prisoners alive as the single-handedly killed the formidable monster. Their conversation is interrupted when a soldier comes rushing in and reveals that more creatures have been sighted making their way toward the wall. Wasting no time, the general gathers his armies, including the foot soldiers, archers, and the Crane Corps led by Lin. They all make their way to the top of the war, with both William and Tage still being held captive. It is finally revealed that the monster was actually a Tage, and they weren't expected to attack for another 9 days. Soon thousands of these monsters start running toward the wall, prompting the soldiers to attack. Lin and her troops hang from cords and descent to the battleground, while the other soldiers launch burning rocks and arrows in the direction of the creatures. Meanwhile, William and Tage watch the bloody battle transpire and start worrying for their own lives. As they shout for help, they notice another European named Ballard amongst them. Something of a European myself, says Ballard. Soon the queen monster reveals herself, and General Shao orders his army to attack her. However, she effortlessly evades all attacks and orders her subjects to climb the walls. In response, General Shao directs his men to engage in close combat. One monster manages to reach the top and starts massacring anyone it can lay its hands on. Amidst the chaos, William and Tage convince Ballard to free them. After this, they expertly kill the creature on the wall and some more down below until the queen aborts the attack and retreats. This earns Matt Damon and the Mandalorian the respect of General Shao, and he allows them to stay as guests instead of prisoners. However, Shao worries that the monsters have evolved and become more powerful and intelligent. In the next scene, William and Tage finally get to speak with Ballard, and it's revealed that the latter had also come to China in search of black powder 25 years ago. However, after he was taken captive, he signed a deal with the Chinese to teach them English and Latin in exchange for freedom. At night, William and Tage are honored by the Nameless Order for their courage and valor. There, William shows off his archery skills to the delight of everyone in the room. He also gets to know Lin and learns that are the same. Both of them were sent off to the army at a very young age. However, Lim thinks otherwise, and she takes him to show how she fights. When hanging from the court, she tells him about trust and explains that in this army they fight for more than food and money. They give their lives to something more. They have trust in each other in all ways at all times. She then tries to get William to jump him, but he doesn't quite trust her enough, thus proving that they are not the same demon. Later that night, Ballard secretly meets with William and Tage to show them a glimpse of the black powder stolen from strategist Wang's supply. He says that the Tage will soon return for battle, And it will be the perfect time for them to make their escape. William and Tavar then speak with Wang regarding a magnetic stone. They had brought with them the latter, who knows a great deal about science, believes that the strange stone could help them fight the Tage. After this, Wang tells them the legend of the Tage. It turns out that 200 centuries ago there was an emperor who was consumed by greed. He deceived thousands of people and terrorized the area until calamity struck the heaven, sent a meteor that crashed into the Gowu mountain, turning green and releasing the Tage. Since then these monsters rise every 60 years to scourge the north of China. They are a reminder of what happens when human greed goes unchecked. The Tao to eat anything alive or dead and take food to their queen. Only with the food they supply is she able to multiply the capital. And its 2 million people are only 400 kilometers away. And if the Tao Te ever managed to get that much nourishment, no corner of the world would be safe. They should have moved further away than the nameless order have tried to hunt the Tate, but they always disappear without any trace. Shortly after, a Tate attacks soldiers near the wall once again, and in the fight General Showers is mortally wounded. Before passing away, he makes Lin the commander of the nameless order, later general, and receives a 900-year-old report from beyond Liang, the capital, detailing the use of the magnetic stones as a way to repel the Tao Te. It's believed that the magnet makes the monsters deaf, and they are unable to receive signals from the queen, making them fall still. To test this theory, William suggests capturing one of the monsters by sedating it. The next morning the soldiers gather for another battle against the Tao Te in the midst of a deep fog. Despite their plan to escape, William decides to stay and aid Lin during the flight. Because of this, Ballard suggests leaving him behind, but Tavar refuses to abandon his friend. Meanwhile, the soldiers are unable to capture a monster from up wall. Sir William decides to slide down the chain. He succeeds in capturing one, but unbeknownst to him, another monster is lurking nearby. Fortunately, Tavar arrives in the nick of time and so saves him. Soon the to come under attack, but Lin uses rockets made with black powder, causing some of the monsters to blow up that I mentioned. This is based on a true story. With this, the Europeans are rescued and the mission is a success. After William recovers, Lin discusses the black powder with him, calling it a well-guarded secret of the wall. She calls it a terrible weapon that she'd now ever be used because of its destructive potential. She then comments that the greed of men is not so different from that of the Tate. Later the soldiers test the magnet theory, and it is confirmed that it can be used to tame the monster. A lieutenant then proceeds to take the beast to the emperor as per the imperial order. Meanwhile, William goes to thank Tavar, but the later calls him out for pushing their goal of stealing black powder aside. He reminds William that he's a thief, a liar, and a killer. He can never be a man of virtue. It's a pretty hypocritical thing for Joel to say. In the next scene, the soldiers detect some activity near the bottom of the wall. When they rush to investigate, they find a massive hole that the monsters have created. Now they are on their way to the capital. Meanwhile, Tavar and Ballard locate the black powder hidden in the walls. With the soldiers preoccupied, they use some of it to blow open the door to the room where most of the powder has been stored. That was risky. The commotion attracts the attention of William, and he finds that proceeding to steal the powder. He urges them to stop, but they refused, and instead not come out before running away. On the other hand, Lin decides to head to beyond the Angon balloons to defend the emperor. However, before they could embark on their journey, she learns about Tavar in Ballard's betrayal. Infuriated, she accuses William of collaborating with the Tate, saying that she would have killed him herself if she wasn't the general. However, a young soldier who witnessed the entire thing steps forward and reveals that William actually tried to stop the other two from taking the powder. Nevertheless, Lin imprisons William before heading towards the capital city with her troops. She also sends a cavalry after Tavar and Ballard. Meanwhile, as the two are riding through the desert, Ballard betrays Tavar and leaves him stranded in the middle of nowhere. One by one, the soldiers set off on hot air balloons to the city. William is also freed and told to go back to his world and warn them about the incoming danger. However, he refuses to leave and instead decides to fight the monsters. And when he learns that the only way to save the world is by killing the queen, he boards the balloon and sets off for the capital. Elsewhere, Ballard is captured by the band and taken hostage at night. While they are going through his stuff, they accidentally light up the black powder. Unfortunately for them, the powder immediately explodes, killing everyone on the spot. Meanwhile, Tavar is captured by the cavalry sent by Lin in the capital city. While experimenting with the monster, the young naive emperor removes the magnetic stone for a second, causing the towel to wake up. He eventually gets the situation under control, but by that time it's too late. The creature has already summoned thousands of Tate to its location. In no time, most of the city's ravaged by the deadly beasts. Lin and Tur group use hot air balloons to fight a Tate over the city, but the balloons start bursting into flames, sending some of the soldiers straight to Lynn almost meet a similar fate until William arrives just in time to rescue her. As they regroup, they notice the queen being surrounded by thousands of Tage. In the next scene, Lynn and the others meet the emperor and propose a plan to use the captured Tage to kill the queen. The emperor agrees and directs them to the beast in the dungeon. There the troops lace the beast with explode shifts and feed it meat to bring it to the queen. They try to sneak through the underground canal to avoid trouble, but a taste suddenly shows up. With time running out, a young warrior selflessly sacrifices himself. Who was that guy? Damn, hence allowing the others to continue the mission. William, Lynn and Wang then go into a tower and carefully release the captured Tage as it rejoined the other monsters. William and Lynn head up the tower and take out the queen while Wang stands guard at the bottom. William gets a good aim from the top and fires rockets at the queen, but she is shielded by larger beasts with thick scales. Then I mentioned this is based on a true story. Eventually, the beasts storm the tower and begin to attack Wang, who is at the bottom. Throws a Lynn the magnet right before he is killed. With very little time left, William gets an idea. Since the magnet renders the creatures immovable, he wants to use it to isolate the queen, so he tosses the stone towards her, and at the same time of Lynn launches the rocket. The plan works, and the rocket finally breaches the queen's security and explodes, obliterating the queen. Consequently, the rest of the Tage wither away, hence putting an end to the war. After they all return back to the wall and is promoted to regional general. Meanwhile, William has given a huge quantity of black powder as a reward. However, he chooses to save his friend Tavar instead. They reconcile, and after bidding a doodle and head on their way home with a troop. Thank you for your watch this video. Please subscribe for get more video.